All right. I think it's time to start. So good morning and thank you everybody for coming in today. Really appreciate it. Um, it's spring. Spring has sprung. We're into it for just over a week now for 3 months of spring. So I was looking around for some ideas for talking points, marketing ideas, efforts for this quarter, and obviously we're going to do this for every season that we have. And I think this is a really good way to get your head into the game. It's marketing, it's promotion, it's prospecting, and it's stats, and it's all encompassing. And every quarter, there's something new that happens, and whether it's colors changing, it's getting brighter or darker. Anyway, it's our seasons, and let's take advantage of it anyway. So, Angel, are you kicking around there? Can you pull up the list? And I just wanted to go through the list with everybody. I'm not going to read you the list. I think you're all big boys and big girls that can follow it. But there's some really neat ideas that you should be doing. And I want to give you some of my ideas, and then I want you guys to put up your hands and add to the list of different topics and different ideas for this market. So, Angel, if you're there, could you pull up the list for me, please? I have the list in the email. So can everybody see the list in their email? Or would you rather have it on the screen? Email fine?
You can see it in the email.
Okay, but for the video content, guys, we should have it on the screen so everybody else in TV and internet land can see it as well, please. Spring starts March 20th and it ends on June 21st. So we got 3 months of marketing. And so the list isn't any in particular order. It's just a list that we put together. So I think every season, especially spring, you got to update your social media accounts to make it look like it's spring. So you take your Christmas hats off and put in your bright and sunny spring pictures up there, and that'll give you something to do. Change your content. Don't make your website, your social media, and all that all steady Eddie. Spice it up a bit. Create some spring ad campaigns. So, there's so much things that go on in spring, from St. Patty's Day to Easter, April Fool's today, International Children's Day, Mother's Day, Teachers Day, Cherry Blossoms Day. What else happens in spring that's worth promotion? That's worth promoting? Foster, you got a couple you can add in there?
Did we say Easter?
I said Easter. Did I do it? How about spring break? Anybody else? Gavin, you got one you want to throw in there?
No, actually, I just had two weeks spring break with the kids. So yeah, definitely.
Okay, well, spring break, right? There's one there.
That's a big one.
Yeah, there's one there. Angel, I still don't see the list up on the social media, please. There's also May the 4th be with you, right? Make it fun, guys. There's a whole bunch. All you have to do is go into ChatGPT and ask for spring break ideas and just start doing some posting content out there. Sponsor something or volunteer for something. So next week, here's an idea. Easter Seals is having a gala at, I believe it's the Terminal City Club. And we've got Karen Holmes and Robbie Daly have volunteered for that event. They're going to go in and they're going to do whatever it is that their volunteer position is with their name badges on. And lo and behold, I bet they'll get some people talking to them about real estate. So think about that. Think about if it's Gavin, your kids are in sports, then you do a team sport, maybe volunteer for it, maybe buy some water bottles, towels, or something. Anyway, and we're going to go diving deeper into each of these topics. spotlights what's going on in your neighborhood for events. And I think the easiest way for you guys to find what are the events scheduled for spring in different neighborhoods like downtown, Yaletown, Cole Harbor, Kitsilano is follow the business associate networks, the BIAs, the Yaletown BIA and stuff. And they have everything organized for every season. And you can pick your topics out of that. And then you can promote the neighborhoods. And you always promote your local neighborhood first. So does anybody follow any of the BIAs in the city? Foster, which ones do you follow?
Almost all of them.
And do you okay? And do you piggyback on any other ideas and stuff like that for your marketing efforts?
Sometimes promoting some of their stuff with events, but that's about it.
Okay, all right, but it's not there for you to need to have to create these events yourself. Just those are good resources, and I think they're simple resources to follow. And the BAAs, especially the ones around the city of Vancouver, I sat on the board for over 10 years. They're really, really good BAs, some of the best in the country. Testimonials, always get your testimonials. And if you're newer to the business and you came from a service industry or your past businesses, whatever you did, ask those clientele people just to send you a review of what they thought of you as a service provider. And that will add to the value of your websites and your social media. And Angel can help you with that as pertains to give Angel the name of the customer or your friend or whatever, and she'll send out the review on our testimonial tree. It'll populate our website, it'll populate your website, and it'll go to your Google reviews as well. Mailers, whether it's print or electronic or it's personal, send them out, right? And an easy way to do that is, in the Moxie system and in Active Pipe, they have all your templates already set to go. Your mailing campaigns, all you need to do is subscribe your database to it. And then if you want to get personal, write some personal notes and send them out in a text, send them out in an email, an instant message, or pick up the phone and make a call, right? Other ideas are spring gift ideas. This is kind of like a Brian Buffini. If you don't know him, he's a real estate speaker. I like him a lot. I can relate to him, but he always talked about these pop buys. So spring gift ideas. It's spring cleaning. So maybe a cleaning basket. Maybe barbecue stuff. Maybe flower seeds. Anybody else have any ideas that would be a good little thing to stop by, either put it in an envelope and mail it off, or go drop off at someone's home or office? Who's got
if you're looking for the best pop buys, you can go onto Pinterest and type in real estate pop buys, and they're all going to come up there. And you can type in spring, summer, fall, and 100%. The idea of a pop buy is that it not only is a small usable gift in most cases, but it could also be something funny, right? So a lot of the ones that get used for Easter are the little nasty marshmallow eggs they're called peeps. Yeah. and then so they hand those out and it's like, tell your peeps about me and real estate, like things like that. So it's always some kind of a funny slogan or something catchy with them, and you drop them off for everybody. But best collection of them, hands down, is on Pinterest, and you can find them all there. There'll be everything for, from barbecue ones, like Michael was talking about, to, even getting into summer, to like small small buckets for taking the kids to the beach, everything there. So very cool.
Yeah, and you got to make it memorable. And if you make someone laugh, it'll make them remember you a lot more. And I've seen so many from a barbecue spatula to a ketchup, mustard, and relish Costco kit that they just put they stick their business card on and stuff. I mean, and that gets in front of other friends and their families' eyes because it came from you. But it's coming from you And it's more importantly, it's getting that person's attention that you're in the business, you care, and if there's some sort of real estate conversation that needs to come about, they're going to call you. I promise you, they'll call you. Door hangers too are kind of similar for that type of, if you're going to be walking door knocking neighborhoods, like our new guy Bo Aubin's been doing with a mortgage broker that works at one of the banks. Put maybe a pack of seeds on a door hanger. It's cheap, right? You can hand it to them if they answer the door, or you hang it on the doorknob if they don't. It's just another touch point to help you get your marketing efforts out there. And again, guys, these are quick little topics, and we're going to dive in deeper during the 3 months to come. Guest blogs. So, see, I wrote my notes here. Again, I'm going to pick on Bo. Bo does a great job of interviewing people off the street in neighborhoods that he knows. You'll see that in realtors that are doing it. You'll see that in influencers that are doing it. But do it in your backyard. If you got a dry cleaner that you like and you want to promote their business, I'm sure they will stand beside you in front of a camera and talk up a storm about what services they provide. What goes around comes around. If you promote them, they'll probably promote you. You'll give them a copy of what you've done or a link to your social media, and I promise they'll share it with everybody that you don't know as well. Stats. Doug mentioned stats first thing. We always have to do stats. We got to do the neighborhood stats. If you just want to talk, and I've said this 100 times, and so has everybody else, if you just want to talk about what's going on in the whole market of Vancouver, they've already got that stat already. So it's just blah, blah, blah. Dive in a little bit deep. Angeli's doing an amazing job. Angeli and team are doing an amazing job making these beautiful bricks for specific stats, Yale Town, Cole Harbor, Chinatown, Marpole, whatever it is wherever it is that you want. They're sitting on your Google Docs, take them up, post them in your social media, and make a comment or obviously an opinion on why the stats are the way that they are. Just showing a stat is good, but talking about it is way, way better. Getting involved in the media. That is one of the biggest challenges I've seen in real estate, is getting the media to be quoting you. And in order to do that, you got to quote and comment on them. You got to offer your opinion to them. But my caution is not all the media treat you fairly as the way that you want. So if you get an interview coming up, ask them again for the questions that will be coming at you, no surprises, and run them by me, because you want to be seen in positive light. You don't want to have them try to turn a market on you, doom and gloom, which, to be honest, the press like to do it, and I don't know why, but that's just what they do these days, and that's probably my humble opinion there. If anybody has a comment.
Yeah, another option for that is to flip it around and not wait for people to come to you. I'm a regular contributor in Yahoo, and that's because I proposed a specific topic to a reporter who does real estate reporting specifically, and so went about it that way.
So give me an idea what you did.
Had a topic, reached out to them, proposed it as a segment, and they said yes. Literally.
Okay. Wow. Well, it can't be that easy. And maybe an off topic too. In Facebook, you have Facebook groups, and if you're selling a lot of stuff in a certain building or a certain neighborhood, see if there's a Facebook group there, and that way you can be the eyes and ears in that strata or in that neighborhood, and I'll help you know what's going on. Because there's always some little surprises that will happen. But look at it. I when I travel, sometimes I look for the groups of that hotel or that area just to see what events are coming up, because there's always, guys that are doing fishing charters or golf packages or something that want to promote their services there as well. 12 is number 12, Angel. You're spinning around a little bit. We are partners with local businesses, and these could be partners with the mustache man Paul Hood for your mortgage broker, best mortgage broker there is in the entire Lower Mainland, and as far as I'm concerned. Bo again has partnered up. I think his mortgage broker is out of BMO. They do mailers together. They're doing door knocking together. Partner up with real estate lawyers like our buddy Ken, your favorite restaurant, your favorite service company, because we all have great plumbers and painters and cleaners and movers. There's umpteen of these guys out there. Make a list of them all and go out there and ask them if they want to partner with you in any type of event, whether it's a volunteer event, a mailing campaign event, a social media ad spend. There's umpteen ways, a team sport. I mean, you can spend a lot, you can spend nothing, but it's your time. But there's all sorts of stuff that you should be doing with other people other than just your fellow real estate professionals. Email campaigns, it's kind of a redundant one I saw on this list that I made. Anyway, if you don't know what to write, Moxie Actipipe has got some really good generic stuff. It's just reminders of who you are and what we do. You can go into a what do you call it? I wrote it down here. Content writer. Sorry, you can subscribe to a content writer. Does anybody do that in this group? Anybody subscribe to any content writing or have? Okay, well, if you haven't, they're not expensive, right? You can, but if you do it, make sure the person writing content knows your backyard. If you hire somebody out of country that doesn't know what Yaletown, Cole Harbor is, Kitsilano, and such, you're going to get what you're going to get. So go local. That seems to be the flavor of the day. So get a content writer. Do some Instagram reels on some ideas. You can go back and talk about your favorite dish at this restaurant, or you can talk about favorite listings that are coming up. As long as you get permission from if it's our listing, then get it from our realtor. Even though it's a company listing, always ask that realtor if you can promote it, so there's no surprises on their side. But everybody wants, I think in today's market, anybody that has a listing wants it exposed in the marketplace. And if you're doing them a favor, you're building this is with the tip of the week last week, was you're building great relationships with your fellow professionals, right? So do it properly. Spring hashtags, really important. And this is kind of a little bit above my pay grade, but they say the more hashtags you use, the better, the more opportunities you're going to have someone that's going to stumble on one of the articles that you have, as long as they're relevant to the article and what they're saying is to the season. So spring hashtags, I wrote down, I got 3 or 4. I got 4. Spring vibes, bloom, spring free. I don't know what spring free was. I just did my AI search. Does anybody have any other spring hashtags that are relevant? Spring market that are relevant into this type of comment? Who's the hashtag extraordinaire in this room? Foster, give me one. I can see your face.
I was just saying that they're not really as prevalent as they used to be, so I wouldn't be the person to ask.
Okay. Anyway, if you could be right, but I'm just going with what I'm told. I would do some hashtags. I would rather do some than none. Buyer tips. So here's the thing for spring markets is what to look for when you're going into a property that you're considering to purchase. And obviously it's getting brighter out there. You want to see how the house weathered in the fall and the winter. Look around window seals, look around soupy areas of the backyard, look into the underground garages to see if there's leaks. Just look around and see how that owner has maintained their property. There's one way that owners can do it, and they can put lipstick on the pig and make it look nice and clean, fresh for a little while. But you can tell a properly kept home that's been maintained every month by just looking at certain things: roofs, windows, carpet, flooring, Smell, huge thing is smell. So anybody else have any ideas for buyer tips in the spring, what the buyers should be looking for? No? Okay. And then same thing with sellers tips is you're going to get a listing and you don't, it doesn't happen so fast that you get a listing the next day it's up on the market. Smart realtors know when their listings are coming up. They know how to coach their sellers on what to do prior to putting the product to the market. And that can be paint, that can be cleaning, that can be decluttering, that can be curb appeal, that can be doing some maintenance projects that needed to be done a while ago, maybe some plumbing issues, caulking or whatever. But anyway, get a list for these guys, post it out there, and anytime you're going into a listing presentation, that is your gift to them. Is this is what you're going to need to do in order to have your home best show in the marketplace, because it's competitive, especially today. Promote your, when you promote a business, promote your favorite businesses, and it doesn't have to be in your own neighborhood. For this one could be your favorite car service place, your favorite auto dealer, your favorite marina, your favorite a carpet cleaner or what, but start promoting everybody else as well. But make sure you promote the good ones, the ones that you know, the ones that you've had experiences with, because it's your word out there. And I promise you, if you promote a company that you don't know and they start getting shitty reviews, it will reflect on you forever. Community events, again, BIA is your resource center for all community events, and get ready for the Easter egg hunt that's happening in Yaletown. Halloween time, Yaletown BIA gets people to put window coverings on their front doors for the little kids to come out and do the trick-or-treating. Go to the BIAs, find out what your local events are, and promote them, because that's what we should be doing. Social media, what's this one? Social media themes and templates. Make like we said for Easter, it's Easter colors. Make it simple, make it clean, but do it for every season. Make sure that you're not staying stagnant. You don't wear the same clothes in springtime as you do in the winter time. So change your website and your social media as often as you change your color scheme in your clothes. That was a good one, Heather. I like that one. I just did that one right at the top of my head. So any of those 20 tips, I didn't do 21 tips because I just thought 20 would be enough. Does anybody have any spring tips that they want to share to add to the list? Because like I said, we're going to dive in deep during the next 3 months on how to do these things properly. My staff are going to be doing it for us as the brokerage. And if you want to piggyback on that, you're more than welcome. But I think it needs your personal touch. It needs you being in front of a camera, talking about your listings, talking about your fellow professionals' listings, great service providers, what's happening in David Lamb Park, what's happening Stanley Park with the trees. There's so many topics of what's going on, but just pick a few and do a really good job. So my takeaway from all this is have fun, because it will show. If you're just doing this because we're telling you to do it, it's not going to work. Be presentable. I mean, this is for every day. You're working every day, whether you know it or not. So look the part, because when someone meets you for the first time, that's their first impression. Content writers, if you don't have that imagination, spend a couple of bucks and get someone to write good content in your local backyard. It will make you look better, and it will save you time if you're not good at it. Everything in real estate is product, price, place, promotion. That's the BCIT slogan out there. So remember, when you're talking about real estate, you got to hit all those 4 Ps. You'll get leads. You'll get leads from this. Leads come from social media. They come from your effort. They come from your sphere of influence. So all these talking points weren't just you in front of a camera, they were you in front of people that are trying to run businesses themselves. I'll read that in a second, Foster. I'll get to the comments as well. But you will get business from it, and you'll get what you give. So if you do a shitty job, you'll get shitty business, and if you do a great job, you'll get great opportunities. And that's what we want. We just want a chance to get in front of somebody and tell them why they should consider using us for our services, whether it's helping them buy real estate, sell real estate, or if it's why they should be looking at our brokerage. You know, what are our people like? What's the atmosphere like? You got to understand who your audience is. You're talking to people, you're not telling people. So it's like you're talking to your customer that you just help buy a place or sell a place. That's the audience that you have to go at. And I think that's a really, really crucial point. Yeah, and I think those are all my talking points. If anybody wants to ask any questions about it, but we got 20 topics that we're going to hit over the next 3 months. We've got some guest speakers coming in. Rhiannon, you are coming in next Tuesday on it's the 8th. Is that correct?
Yeah, correct. It's a 2-hour webinar. So if you wanted to do that in place of this, that's definitely an option. It is 100% free. I'm presenting on everything AI and how that's going to look for right now. And then on top of that, there'll be lead capture, lead conversion, and a number of other sales tips for getting your, Q2 up to snuff.
Good. And who are you doing that with?
Doing that with Doug Thompson.
Doug Thompson. I've known Doug for a long time. He used to be a Century 21 real estate professional, and now he's a coach, mentor, and a trainer. Great guy, really good guy. Anybody have any questions or comments on the 20 talking points that we're going to go through? Anybody want me to pick one of them first for next Tuesday to dive in deep? Or do you want me just to go from top to bottom of the list? Okay, and then the following, so then we have a couple outside things. We have not the next Tuesday, but the Tuesday after, we're going to have Canu from Agent Locator talking about their out-of-box product for web leads. We also are going to have our Thirsty Thursday. What day is that, Angel? Thirsty Thursday? That is
April 10th.
April 10th, Thirsty Thursday. And we had a surprise. We had your 2024 awards all were dropped off at the office yesterday. So Angel's going to reach out to everybody that achieved an award and come on in for something to drink and something to nibble on, and we'll have a nice backsplash there, and you can take your picture with your plaque. I think it's really good self-promotion to do. So I'm looking forward to seeing a good full room for that. And that's all I have today. So Paul, you're still here, are you?
I am still here.
All right, buddy. And then Angel, do you want to stop sharing the screen and we can see Paul? Thank you.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, so Paul, what's going on in a crazy world of interest rates and markets and everything else?
Yeah, there's a lot of people out there, a lot of buyers wanting to spring into home ownership, that's for sure. There's a hashtag. So, I mean, the market's down, the fixed rates are creeping down. We've got 5-year insured now in the 3.9 range. That's huge. I mean, we were in the high 6s for a while, 18 months ago. So in the 3s, we're looking good again. Fixed rates are probably not going to go too deep this year. They're priced ahead of any drops in prime. So if we're anywhere between 3.75 and 3.9 for insured money, I think that's pretty great. I don't believe we're going to see much lower than that. So that's life. On those rates, for CMHC business, we're looking at 4.5 times earnings. So the client tells you they make 100 grand a year, you can kind of have in your head right away that 450 is probably where their purchase price is or their mortgage amount. So that kind of gives you a little indicator as you're driving someone around looking at homes, what we're dealing with. So I get a lot of referrals from the office. I look at a lot of clients' quick application to see what they can qualify for. And if someone comes in at $60,000 a year, it's going to be quite limiting to buy a condo in Vancouver. So depending where they're looking, it's a bit limiting on that income. So then I talk to them about maybe co-signers or more down payment, etc. So what we like to do is kind of get the client pre-approved, look at an application, go back to the realtor and say, here's what you're dealing with for purchasing power. And then you can kind of decide from there what market you're going to look in and what sort of property they want to buy. The prime rate announcement on April 18th right now is about 50-50 on if that's moving or not. Last week, the inflation numbers were up, which isn't great. The good news, I guess, is the US Fed said they're expecting 2 more decreases this year, which helps us protect against the deflating Canadian dollar if we do decrease. We'll see. There's job numbers coming out, I think, at the end of this week, and there should be another inflation report before the 18th. That'll dictate what's going to happen. I have a feeling that they're going to hold this time, but who knows what? Things change daily. Someone speaks and suddenly everyone's reacting to it. So who knows? We'll know more. We're 2 weeks away. So whether it drops this time or not, I'm not sure that's pushing the market. The spring market's coming. Lenders will compete on rate. So there will be some downward pressure. Lenders want market share this spring. So we should see some pretty good insured rates out there. And conventional rates are still probably around 4.3 to 4.4. That's not insured money. So still pretty good. What else did I have here?
So are lenders taking a little bit more time to look at files, or is it the standard, get the paperwork in within how many days before you can get a quote?
As far as an application to approval?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we've got some lenders that'll throw an approval. If we've got the documentation for the client up front, we can get approval within 4 hours. We can get a full approval on a CMHC deal 24 hours or less if everything's lined up and we've got sort of all the documentation up front. If it's a trickier deal, it might take a few days, and if we need an appraisal, we might need a bit more time. But it's not extremely busy for lenders right now, so they're hungry and they want to move quickly. So depending on the file, we can get an approval right away. But I can let someone know within an hour of seeing their application what they're looking for, what they're looking at for purchasing, given what down payment they have, etc. Give them a really good indication. Like the big deal is, you guys spend a lot of time trying to build your clients up and drive people around to look at properties. My goal is to tell you on a Thursday that you can go spend several hours this weekend with that client looking for something. There's nothing worse than driving around for a weekend and then they find a place and they can't afford it.
Yeah.
So that's what we're trying to avoid.
Yeah, those are always best practices. But still, the sooner that Paul can get the data, the sooner that we know what our buyers can and can't afford.
Yeah. I'm also, I want to do some sort of campaign to help your clients out. So I haven't put a timeline on it, but if you've got buyers that are purchasing, I will help out with their legal bill and appraisal bill. So when they close, I'll reimburse up to a certain amount of their legal bill, depending on how much that is. Some lawyers charge a lot of money and some don't. And it's certainly reimbursed for any appraisal costs that they have. So that is definitely something I'll do for this office. I tend to do it for repeat clients that use me over the years, but if I can help your clients save a few dollars, I'm here to do that for you.
Perfect. And you also do help people with mailers, right?
Oh yeah. So, well, I have been on the feature sheets for open houses. So we've got a really good feature sheet that a lot of the group have taken advantage of. Some may have not seen it yet. Maybe I'll pop it out in the WhatsApp again as an example, but it's a financial feature sheet for the open house to show what the monthly payments might be and what current rates are, and just some details on the property. It does have a feature to put in required income for the approval. Sometimes I leave that out if the property is a more high-end property, because that looks a little silly that you need to make 275, 350 a year to qualify. It's a little bit scary. So on certain properties, I might leave that income part out just because it looks ridiculous on what income would need for CMHC. But the feature sheets are great. So what I've been doing, if you need them, the MLS comes to me. I'll put your picture on it, your information, the property details. Angel will print them out, and I will get billed for the printing. So it's no cost to the group.
Very nice of you.
Yeah.
But let's get those. Let's get those. If you want Paul's help, let's get that done sooner than later, so Angel has time to do all the printing. And again, Paul, really appreciate that. And guys, we have we have two great service providers. We have Paul, and we have Ken Pasder, the real estate lawyer. They help, they cooperate, they're there for you. So use them, because we wouldn't be recommending them if we didn't trust them with our business. And then we have a couple of questions. Sorry, Paul just gave me a cough in the chat. Some hashtags, I guess: spring cleaning, coloring contest for kids for pop buys, garden showcase cases for clients' gardens. That's from Rhiannon. Thank you. And Ting, the Popeye gifts could, in my opinion, are for everybody that you know that is interested in using you for your real estate services. For the little Popeyes, you want to make them cheap and cute, and as Rhiannon said, funny or fun. So I hope that helps. And it's really nice for these things, is because they're called pop buys. Well, at least that's what our friend Brian Buffini says, because you have to go and hand it to them. That's where you get the best value. But then, you hear some other podcasts from realtor professionals across North America, and there's guys that just mails out seeds, and he says he gets a way better hit mailing out seeds than he does handing out seeds. So who knows? It's all about your own personal style and what you want. Is there anything else anybody needs to talk about? Any needs and wants? Because we're going to get busy, and the only way that we're going to get busy is for us to get busy. Get doing all this stuff, turn over the stones. Yeah, you got to turn over the stones, make your calls, do your social media content, attract the attention of your viewer, talk to your viewers, and ask your sphere of influence for help and who they know that could be using your services. Angel, did you have something else that you wanted to share?
Yes, it has come to our attention yesterday that the MLS GVR board is canceling listings that does not have the strata plan attached to the listings. So please check your listings if they have been canceled because your strata plan is not uploaded to the documents. And if so, the best course is to relist the whole listing. I would need a new unconditional release form completed and a new listing contract with a new listing effective date with all parties signed contract.
Okay, so we'll get that. I think Doug touched based on that one at the very beginning of the meeting. So we'll get Doug to write out a description of what needs to be done, how you said it, so it's coming from the managing broker, the man of the hour, Doug Folds. Anybody else have anything that they wanted to add? We got through this in 50 minutes, which was fantastic. And I'm looking forward to talking to you all you guys about it in the following months, about specific do's and how to do it. Here's an example. If you want to use ours, you can use ours. So on that note, thank you guys. I look forward to seeing you this week. Look forward to our Thirsty Thursday. Look forward to Rhiannon's presentation next week, and get busy. Everybody have a great day.
Bye.
Ciao.